Let's play! Whoa! Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. You all may call me Pharaoh, and I'm joined with the ever lovely and talented
Skinny Mini, hi.
And welcome to another stream of the Great Ace Attorney.
Woo!
Man, we're just gonna go right into the new trial here, or like the next portion here, because there are so many things going on, and we have so many theories. Things that we sometimes we share theories, a lot of them that we're keeping to ourselves because it's like, what the hell?
Yep.
I can see this going many ways. I really can, but
I just feel like I'm not gonna be ready when the truth drops.
Maybe. Like, I feel like we have a really good theory going on, but it makes me wonder, like, is there even more to it? Is it less than that? What hidden truths are there? I mean, I think it'll be good. I don't think we're in for crying, but I think we're in for a lot of shock.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
So, shock. We're back in the defendant lobby. Gina, good job hanging in there. I hate how I've gotten so used to seeing her like this.
G-Bean! You okay? You seem kind of down.
Ow! My knee! Sorry.
No, you're good.
Why? Why are you fighting so hard for someone gormless like me? Huh? You saw the photo.
The photo.
Oh, you mean this? Holmesy's camera really didn't help us out there. I honestly didn't even know there was a photo like that.
Anyone would say I'm done for after saying this.
Now, I won't lie. My stomach started knotting up when it was presented.
Even after all's said and done, you still want to say you trust me?
Yeah, of course.
Hey, G-Bean? Would you mind telling us something? What really happened that night?
Huh?
Ryu's been able to piece together a lot of the story. But if you'll tell us, I want to hear it from the horse's mouth.
Fine. That night, after we ate at Holmes' place, I went with Iris and spoke with you lot in your gaff.
Right, I remember that.
After that, I couldn't catch a wink of sleep at all. So I went over to that pawn shop. I just had to check. Uh-oh.
Now, this was about Iris's manuscript, right? The Hound of the Baskervilles.
I don't know what kind of story it is. But I was sure it would have been pretty bad for Holmes if he got out. That's the reason why he feared about popping it at the pawn shop. At least, that's what I thought at the time. So
You broke into Hatch's shop.
I just had to know if the manuscript was actually there or not, you know? Of course, I never thought things would turn out the way they did. I smashed the lock on the entrance and went inside. Everything was pitch black. So I lit the lamp on the table. After that...
What are you doing?
Ah! I thought my heart was going to stop. Before I knew what I was doing. I snatched the gun from the counter, and I was pointing it right at him.
Oh, you're a girl from earlier today. Is this the sort of thing pickpockets are up to nowadays?
The manuscript. The Sherlock Holmes one. Is it here?
What in the world do you want?
The Hound of something Vills. It's here. I want to see it.
I'm sorry. Even if my life is at stake, I cannot hand over another customer's belongings.
I don't want to nick it. I just want to have a look is all.
You want to see it?
I need to know if Holmes actually left it here. Please, let me see the manuscript.
Okay, I get it. Please, just put the gun down.
The uncle unlocked the storeroom and the two of us went inside. The manuscript was actually there. Holmes was telling the truth. Jean Bean, did you do that for me? Suddenly, I heard something coming from inside the shop.
That must have been when the Tin Pillar brothers broke in.
Did you hear that? Someone's out there.
Good grief. Is my shop an exclusive gathering place for miscreants tonight?
Oh, bugger. I forgot to close the bloody door after I came in.
I'll take a look. Give me the gun.
I should go too.
Don't be daft. You stay here. Don't move a muscle.
After you said that, he went and took the gun from me and left. I tried to hear what was happening from inside the dark storeroom when suddenly I heard sounds of a struggle. I felt like I had to go and help. Right about when I was going to leave the room.
So there were two bangs. Okay.
I think there were two gunshots. They fired almost simultaneously. And then he dropped like a brick right in front of me. I rushed to shut the bloody door quick and I locked it.
You were worried about that the culprit might have come in afterwards, right?
I picked up the gun from the uncle's and... Oh, from the uncle's and if they tried to come in, and I had to fight back. But when I looked down at him, I realized... he was... already dead. And then the back of my ear got really cold. I can't really remember anything after that.
So she did faint.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So I guess when they found her, they just put the gun in her hand to make it look like she did it.
Yeah. It's kind of interesting because, like, now she confirmed, yeah, definitely there were two gunshots, and which we had to believe, yes, is true because of the third bullet that's present. And that's also including what happened to Sherlock. But if you remember back to when the Tin Pillars were testifying, remember that they also said bang, bang?
Yeah.
And I'm like, huh. And
Why they say two?
And the thing is, I thought we were going to do something with that, but no, he just kind of left it as is. He said hold still because he wanted to figure out, like, oh, wait a minute, he was shot in the back. But it's like, how come he didn't bring up the two bangs? But
Right.
Oh, well.
Because what they heard was when he said, give me the gun, is when he was saying, give me the gun so I can go check it out.
Right.
Huh. So what I'm thinking is that the third person shot what's his name? Hatchins?
Hatch.
Shot Hatch. But I think also Hatch shot the third person.
Well, okay. What makes me curious about that, though, it made it seem like it was like two quick simultaneous shots.
Mm-hmm.
So would there have been enough time that because he had to have shot first?
Right.
Would he have time to shoot that person and then run back to the storeroom before he got shot in the back?
Unless he just turned around.
Possibly. Yeah, we might be thinking too much into this, but I get what you're coming from here. We'll see.
Okay.
So that was when you fell unconscious, right?
If only I'd have been such a cock-up. And Ash wouldn't have had to die for me.
Did you tell any of this to the police?
Of course I did. And nobody would believe me. Lying will only get you in more trouble, they say. Don't worry. Just hold out for a little bit longer. Ryu will corner the culprit in a flash. Is it really him? Egg Benedict?
Ugh.
It's this prick.
I want to know what his real name is, 'cause I feel like it might be something really stupid.
What if it's like Sausage Link?
Danny, please. Please, don't. I would actually get really upset if that's the case. It's either like...
Or bacon and eggs.
Danielle!
Oh my god.
If you name your child that, screw you. You're like grade A automatically are a terrible parent. Like it's like because then you're setting up your child for a really shitty childhood.
Biscuits and gravy.
You're making me hungry and I just ate. Like I like to have all those right now. Biscuits and gravy, sausage and eggs.
Oh god, okay, I'm sorry.
I'm messing with you.
Okay. The bloke who looked down on me with that divvy grin on his face. He was looking at the shop that night.
I still don't know his real name, but I have no doubt he's involved in the crime. Well, thanks for telling me all this, Gina.
Huh?
All that's left is to leave it to Ryu. You can sit back and relax.
Naruhodo.
Yeah? What is it, Gina?
How can you still say that you trust me? Have you already forgotten about everything that happened 2 months ago? Me and that bug on McGundle. We lied to you. And because of that, you ended up letting a murderer go scot-free.
I'll never forget.
Huh?
I had no choice back then, and I still feel that regret to this day. But I promised you at the start now, didn't I? No matter what happens, I'll trust you until the bitter end.
But I could still be feeding you lies. You might be defending a murderer again, you know?
Like you, I've also stood as a defendant in court before.
Blimey.
It was a murder case back in Japan. Even I knew that I looked suspicious. I convinced myself that nobody would believe me.
Wow.
But there was one man who offered to defend me, no matter what it meant for him. He was my best friend. Oh.
Asogi. Naruhodo, is there anyone who trusts you more than me? Leave it to me. All you have to do is trust me.
I was so happy that I started crying. But at that moment, somewhere deep inside me, I just couldn't help but think. In truth, even if he suspects me... No, wait, in truth, even he suspects me, doesn't he? But... You're gonna make me cry, game. Stop. I was wrong. Once the trial started, he made it plain as day. He really did trust me. And gradually, my trust in him strengthened as well. I like the subtle camera work.
Yeah.
Like, it's...
Aw.
Man, do I hate Case 2.
The worst. Is the not like worst is like it's terrible, but like it's the worst because
Situation.
it didn't have to, yeah.
Ah. And that's when I realized, if I wanted others to trust me, I had to place my trust in them first.
First, place your trust in others?
No matter what happens, Gina, I trust you. You don't need to worry about a thing.
Don't you worry about a thing. Sorry.
You're good.
Even though I'm a skeeving, lying, dirty little tea leaf.
Gina, you're different from Magundal.
What? That's right! You're a friend after all. Iris.
We know you very well. You can trust us, Gina. That's all there is to it.
Yep.
That's all you have to do.
Yep. Naruto.
Oh.
Oh.
Shut up, official.
You just messed up this moment, you bastard.
Well, just go up there and slap him. Defend it! Defense! The trial will resume shortly. Return to the Crown Court at once. Yes, sir. Defendant and defense. I play both roles at least once. That's why I understand just how much it takes to truly trust someone from the bottom of your heart. And more than that, I understand the weight of having someone else fully place their trust in you. And now the curtain rises on the final battle. I hope you're watching, Susato. And you too, partner. But screw you, Holmes. Nobody cares. Why is it going slow right here? Come on. It's okay. Can't win them all the time.
Alright, are you at the judge?
I'm getting there. Now I am.
Okay. Court is now back in session for the trial of Gina Lestrade. Lord Van Zieks, were you able to summon the witness?
We were able to issue a subpoena to the telecommunications office. Unfortunately, due to the rain, his coach will be arriving late.
Very well. During the recess, Inspector Gregson told me the details about the night of the crime. Overlooking this third bullet was a fatal blunder indeed.
My deepest apologies, my lord.
Now, regarding the evidence gained through the defense's use of forensic chemicals. Unfortunately, it is inadmissible evidence as due to the lack of clear scientific basis.
Drat! This won't be the last they hear of me and Holmesy.
My lord! The witness summoned by the court has just arrived.
Very good. Bring him in at once.
Egg Benedict. I didn't think we'd see him in court of all places.
That's what you wear to work? God, what a sleaze.
Right.
The court appreciates your prompt arrival despite our short notice. Oh yeah, that's right. But of course, it is only natural for an upstanding London citizen such as myself. Now then, please state your name and occupation for the court. Rupert Crogray. Rupert Crogray?
It's a Shrogray.
Shrogray. I think probably Shrogray. Rupert Shrogay. I work as a technician at a telegraph office. The two of us work in the heart of London as telegraphics responsible for the city area. So, for what reason have I been called here today?
I believe you should have been briefed on the situation by an officer during the ride here.
Yes, that's correct. I heard this has to do with some murder in a Baker Street pawn shop. Something about me sneaking into the shop on the night of the incident.
Quite right. That is the defense's accusation.
Don't make me laugh. Seriously?
I keep going back and forth with his last name now because I think of Chrono Trigger.
Right.
So it's like, maybe it is Crow. Oh, I don't give a damn. I'm calling him Rupert.
Rupert. Oh, God. Now witness, the court demands your honest testimony. Testify about this accusation towards you. Very well. It would be my pleasure. God, it's so weird.
Some JoJo-ass poses and stuff.
He wish he could be as cool as JoJo.
I still need to watch JoJo.
Oh my God, me too. But me and Spencer are gonna watch it this weekend.
You guys will enjoy it.
Oh my God, I can't wait.
Like, I know of it, but I haven't seen any full episode of it.
Yeah, I want to make my own stand, and I really want to make a video
Oh my
of whatever
God.
my stand would be.
Please just make a video of you doing just random poses.
Oh God. Okay, sorry. Every once in a while, oh God, wow. I mixed two words together. Even a man like me will deign to visit a pawn shop once in a while. You claim that I broke into a pawn shop with these miscreants on the night of the murder? I don't see how you can expect me not to laugh at such a false allegation. And you even claim that my blood was present at the crime scene. But shady forensic chemicals made by a shady detective can hardly be called evidence. I hate him.
Very much so. Yes.
Let's see. Oh, sorry, it's me.
There you go.
Then, of course, you assert that you had nothing to do with the crime. I'm honestly shocked and appalled. It's amazing how a detective's silly little toy has the power to bring the crown courts to his knees.
It is the way of the court to respect the will of its jury.
Funny you should mention that, as that lot up there is nothing but a band of disappointments.
Watch your mouth!
So, how long must I play along with this farce? You'll be free to leave soon. If you can prove that you have nothing to do with the crime, that is. Is that all? Then it looks like I'll be able to make it back in time for afternoon tea. I keep drifting in and out of the accent because of the voice I'm giving him.
Do you want me to handle his voice?
No, it's fine. I forget that we're in London. Now, defense, begin your cross-examination.
We meet again, Mr. Egg Benedict. What was your real name again? Rupert Crogray? I call him Rogaine. What? It's not. That's shush. What did I say?
Rogaine.
Did I say Rogaine?
You said Rogaine.
Rupert Crogray.
Sorry.
You're all good.
I'm just really giddy today. I don't know why. Pardon me. I don't think we've met.
I'm Ryunosuke Naruhodo, attorney at law. I introduced myself to you once before.
Rupert Crogray. Pleased to make your acquaintance. In any case.
Whoa!
Let's get this over with quickly, shall we?
What a show off.
So he's gonna feign ignorance that he doesn't know us.
Pretty much.
Man, I wish we still had that paper.
Which paper?
The one that had the description of Gina.
Oh, crap. That's right.
'Cause we don't have that.
Well, didn't they all confiscate it, didn't they?
Yeah. Well, freaking Gregson should know who he is because we said after him.
Right. Gregson, what the hell, dude? He's right there, too.
You know what this fool looks like. You can't miss this. I'm like pointing at the screen. Nobody can see me. What am I doing?
You guys can't miss this. How I was dressed for senior modeling day.
Yeah. Oh, that's so funny.
Oh, it's scary how much this looks very well, yeah. It is. It's legit white suit. I think okay, because he has like what is that weird? What's the teal thing he's wearing? Is that?
It's almost like a cravat kind of, but it's actually cinched at the tie, so it's almost like a. Oh god, it's almost like a tie kind of. Let me see.
I was gonna say ascot, but that's not it. But the thing is, like, my vest was that color, so I didn't have that cravat tie thing going on. So anyway, okay. Did anything stand out to you by chance? I mean, I feel like there's definitely pressing that needs to happen here. Hey, yeah, sure, we can go from beginning to end. But I'm wondering if there's one that's more viable to be pressed on. And I don't know if it's like the 4th or 5th statement I keep going back to.
I kind of gonna go to the 4th statement. I want to press on that one.
All right, let's try the 4th statement then. You know, there's no doubt that traces of blood were found at the crime scene. We found them thanks to the chemicals developed by the Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, you... Sorry.
You're good.
Oh, you think I'm the only man in the world with blood running through his veins? How do you know that the blood you found belongs to me? It could easily have come from one of these two, no?
Well, everyone's blood has a slightly different makeup. Mr. Holmes' special chemicals react with...
Ridiculous! Who is this Holmes character you keep prattling on about?
He's a great detective. Everyone in London knows him. A great detective. Don't you find that phrase just a little embarrassing?
Oh, you've been reading too many fairy tales if you dreamed up a character like that.
Somebody did something.
Oh.
Yep, first guy.
Waluigi?
Yep. Excuse me, Mr. Tin Pillar?
Oh, yeah, what?
Oh, sorry, I meant the other Mr. Tin Pillar. How many times do I have to say it? I'm not Wally. Yes, I know.
I love this joke.
Nemi Tin Pillar. You what? You what? Now, just now, you were gazing at Mr. Crowgray as if you were deep in thought.
Or in love.
May I ask you why?
Sorry.
No, you got it wrong. It wasn't me, I swear. It was, this bloke here.
What?
Nemi, answer the question, please. When you were looking at Crowgray, what came to mind? Oh, no, I mean it. I wasn't thinking nothing. I swear, me dead mom. I wasn't thinking nothing like, don't swing that cane around you, open your wound again. Wound? Well, yeah, I mean, he was only shot in the arm 2 days ago, you know?
Oh.
So I was just a little concerned, right? Oh! Mr. Crowgray, did you hear what he just said?
And if I did?
You know, it doesn't look good for you when you're holding your damn arm. But okay.
Okay. Oh, I was gonna say a name of a character in the series, but that would have been spoilers, so whoops.
Oh. It looks like your good friend here was concerned for your health. More specifically, he's worried about the wound on your arm.
My lord. Yes? I have no idea what these two men are talking about. I believe that I should not be forced to testify about anything unrelated to me.
Now, 2 nights ago, someone was shot and injured at the crime scene. From the height at which the bullet was found, it's likely that the victim was shot in the arm. Oh, Mr. Crowgray, let us take a look at your arm. Show us what you're hiding on your left arm. It's a very embarrassing tattoo.
I refuse.
Huh?
Without any decisive evidence to connect me with those two hoodlums over there, I am under no obligation to submit such a demand. In the first place, I do not even have a connection to the victim's pawn shop, let alone this trial. You have no right to make such insinuations against my character. You claim that you're completely unrelated to the victim's pawn shop.
My lord, please have Mr. Crowgray add that statement to his testimony.
Very well. Let us continue with the cross-examination. Do you have any objections, witness?
I just love the judge so much. He's more competent than the one we have back home. Or the future.
You know what's weird is like he's competent whenever he feels like it. Like he'll remember something from years ago, and then he'll forget something that happened like 5 minutes ago.
Yes.
So it's like, dude.
Oh God. What's the new statement?
What's the new statement?
Oh, this one.
Oh, sorry. I got a bunch of messages here. Okay.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're good. Yeah, I believe that this last statement is a new one, right?
Mm-hmm.
In any case, I'm completely unrelated to the victim's pawn shop. So,
Now,
we might have evidence here. More than likely we do. Because that's usually how the pattern goes. Let me turn my damn phone off. Or vibrate. Usually how it goes is like, if we press something, then a new statement, that new statement pretty much got to present something. So, now we have to say, how's he related? Didn't he have one of the pledge tickets?
let me check the info box. Pledge ticket from Hatch's Pawnbrokers. A few notes are scrawled on the back. Pledge tickets. We found blood that belonged to Mr. Mortar. Well, none of them say anything that has to do with Rupert. And I'm nervous about that.
Yeah, I mean, I hate saying this, but I mean, we were there when he got hit about the music box disc.
Right.
We know that that's how he sustained the injury, but I don't think they'll let us. Or
yeah, because they said
let's
it's not
present it.
admissible evidence.
At least
Unless-
it's not admissible in terms of the blood saying it's his.
Right.
But jeez, I don't know.
Should we just press on it first?
The last statement, the new one?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're completely unrelated. But you were there on the day of the crime.
As I said, even a man like me will occasionally grace a pawn shop with my presence. In fact, I'm searching for a new armchair for my study this very moment.
But on that day, you were trying to redeem a pledge.
I'm afraid I don't know what you're talking about.
Thank
There we
you.
go.
I mean, Gregson, you were right there the whole entire time, keeping your ass all quiet this entire time. Jeez. Excuse me, Inspector Gregson. I mean, how much fish and chips have you been eating, man?
That truly can't be good for your health. That's a lot of fried food.
Yes, it is. What do you want? You were at Hatch's Pawnbrokers at the same time as Mr. Crowgray, weren't you? I suppose I do remember meeting you that day. Both you and your fair lady assistant, and the defendant was there too. Do you remember the pledge that the witness was trying to recover? Now hold it right there. I'm afraid my memory of it all is rather shaky.
Oh, bollocks.
What? Oh, you can't be serious. As such, I'm sorry to say that it would be inappropriate for me to testify in the matter. What's going on here?
But isn't he the one that showed us that photograph? Remember, he submitted the photo taken by Holmesy's camera.
Oh, you're right.
Indeed, the man in the photograph could very well be the current witness.
That could be. It is him.
It is! Like,
Who else wears that? Now, as this photograph reveals, this witness has definitely visited Hatch's pawnbrokers.
I never denied that now, have I?
Huh?
I went in for a browse, and then I had a quick chat with the owner. But that's all.
What is
Gregson!
What is he doing? I can understand why Crowgray would try to deny to Fracas? What?
Fracas.
Fracas? That's how you spell Fracas?
Yeah.
What do you know? You know me?
Fracas.
Huh. Alright then. With the disc. But why is Inspector Gregson trying to avoid the subject too? That testimony doesn't give me much to work with.
What do you think, Ryu?
Well, it looks like he's trying his hardest to give us as little information as possible. The less he talks, the fewer angles of attack I'll have available.
Wow. He's like the opposite of Holmesy. He talks so much that he leaves himself wide open.
But we did manage to get some new info. It's all thanks to those two losers.
Yeah, we really did.
Is it completely unrelated to the pawn shop? No, I doubt it.
For now, make sure to take a good look at the court record.
Right. Even the most insignificant looking information can lead us to a breakthrough.
So I think. Oh, I think we have to present the disc.
Well, that's what I was thinking, but I'm afraid that they're gonna say oh, well, that had nothing to do with it. But that's the only thing.
That makes sense.
Because what does he say? In any case, I'm completely unrelated to the victim's pawn shop. Oh! Also because we know Gregson did not want... He was scared of us even presenting this music box disc.
Right.
Or Lord Van Zeek's. So...
You want me to try it?
Sure.
The disc, right. Music box disc. Present. Oh yeah, the music stopped.
On the last statement?
Yeah.
Do you happen to recognize this disc?
Why would I?
Well, this disc was being held at Hatch's pawn shop until the day of the murder. The defendant, Gina, moved to redeem the item. But all of a sudden, a man jumped in and tried to steal the item from her. As you know, Mr. Crowgray, that man was you.
How many times must I say this until you listen? That man was not me. I never seen a disc like that before.
There's a blood stain on this disc, however small it may be.
At first glance, it appears to be a thumbprint.
Now, you can see numerous metal pins on the face of this disc. When a criminal tried to steal the disc, he cut his thumb. Since the criminal left blood on his disc, that obviously means that there should be a cut on his thumb.
Oh, of course!
Mr. Crowgray! You may have refused to let us see your arm, but how about we just take a quick peek at the tip of your thumb? I'd wager that we'll see a certain little cut on it. Oh my, cut! Cut! I said cut, right?
Yes, you did.
Oh, thank God. Oh, thank God.
Of course you wouldn't say that.
I hate that word.
I know.
It's nasty. It's sharp. Does that make any sense? It's a sharp
No,
word.
it is. Yeah, I agree.
Well, it appears I may have underestimated you. What?
So you admit it then? You admit that you have a cut on your thumb because you tried to steal the disc? You put rubbing alcohol on it? You scream?
Order! Order in the court! What do you have to say, witness? I think there's a slight misunderstanding going on here. To say that I tried to steal the disc is not at all accurate, and I'm tired of hearing it.
Now what's that supposed to mean?
That disc was mine to begin with, after all. Do you all seriously have a problem with me redeeming my own pledge?
It says to Magundle on the back of it, you dipshit!
Oh my god.
Huh? Well, well. It seems this piece of evidence will explain the connection between this man and the murder. Testify again, and this time tell us more about this disc.
As you wish, I suppose. Though it's clear that this disc has nothing to do with the murder case, in my opinion.
No, it's part of a whole grander scheme, but we don't know what that is yet.
Oh, about the disc.
Magundle may be written on that disc, but I can verify that it's mine. On that day, the defendant pilfered my pledge ticket from me. I made a great haste to the shop in hopes of reclaiming my item before her, but the disc found its way into the police's hands either way. In other words, I had no reason to sneak into that shop. Hold on a moment. Will this Magundle be the man who was put on trial 2 months ago? The one who mysteriously died shortly after I declared him not guilty? Yes, that is the one. What? Then Mr. Crowgray, does this mean that you are acquainted with Mr. Magundle? Yes, my lord, I was. Order! I have to say, I wasn't quite expecting Mr. Magundle's name to pop up here again.
Well, according to Gina, Magundle gave her this disc. On the night of Magundle's crime, he told her to pledge this disc to Hatch's pawnbrokers.
But that Crowgate guy...
It's gonna keep happening.
That Rupa guy says it's his.
Now, that's a clear indicator that his testimony is full of lies. He went to the pawn shop to steal Magundle's possessions.
Now, defense, begin your cross-examination.
Okay, well, I guess my argument is saying that it says to Magundle doesn't mean anything, because apparently it's still his.
On that day, the defendant... Oh, wait a minute. What is our pledge ticket say?
Which one?
Let's see. What's the first one? The box. Pledge ticket... Okay, the coat. Pledge ticket from Hatch's pawnbrokers. We found that the blood belonged to Mortar. Oh. Unless we can examine it again and it says something?
Examine which ticket?
The coat.
Examine anywhere or just the blood?
Anywhere.
It's a ticket from Hatch's shop. His script is neat, but it's on the back of a photo. I guess when he runs out of blank receipts, he writes down details on anything on hand. It makes it kind of hard to tell which side of this paper is the front, though. Take a look at the blood. This stain really was blood, after all.
Yep. If it wasn't, Holmesy's chemical mixture wouldn't have no effect.
You know, I'm hoping my hunch is wrong, but Gina doesn't wear leather gloves, does she?
Nope. Pickpockets don't wear anything that gets in the way of their quick fingers.
Why is she shouting at me?
Okay, can you hang on 1 second? I will be right back.
No, yeah, take your time. I'll try to figure out what the hell I need to do here. In the meantime, I will catch up with chat really quick. Wait, what I said was not correct when I called him that word? Why? I just thought it was an insult. I didn't know it was anything associated with it. If it is, I do apologize. I should play Sakura Wars? You've mentioned that game to me before, Link. I just don't know if that would be something I'd be interested in. And by the way, Link, welcome to the stream, and thank you so much for the sub. I really do appreciate it. And anyone else who may have followed or anything else, thank you. As usual, you guys are You guys are awesome. A Q&A with me? I mean, right now in the middle of a stream? If you guys have a quick question or whatever before we gotta get going here, but whatever. Pilfered my pledge ticket from... Well, see, I kind of want to know this. I think we need to press on this one, the second statement, because his pledge ticket had information regarding Gina. So... yeah, that's what I'm leaning. I think we gotta press on the second statement.
Okay, sorry.
No, you're good. Welcome back.
Thank you. Which statement?
I'm thinking the second statement because he's mentioning his pledge ticket, and we need to, and remember his pledge ticket had the one information with Gina on it, right?
Yeah.
So
Yes.
let's press on this one. Maybe we'll learn more about it. Now, Gina stole your pledge ticket?
Indeed. You can never hold your valuables too close when walking in these streets.
But Gina didn't do that.
You would say that, but she is a pickpocket and a frequent offender at that.
On the day of the crime, you had acquired information on Gina. Then you went to Hatch's pawnbrokers in search of her. You did all of this to seize McGundle's disc. I object to the defense's baseless nonsense. Nonsense?
Objection sustained. Defense, this is a formal warning against baseless slander. Do you understand?
Yes, my lord.
Then allow me to continue with this pointless testimony.
Okay, that didn't do jack diddly.
The disc found its way into the police's hands either way. You wanna press on that?
Sure. It was confiscated by Inspector Gregson, correct?
Yes, I believe that was his name. I was told that all items related to Mr. McGundle were being seized as evidence.
Now, excuse me, Inspector Gregson? What do you want? Now, did something come to mind when you were listening to Mr. Crowgray's testimony? No, not really. Nothing at all. Now, let me ask another question then. Why was the yard after Cosby McGundle's belongings? You expect me to be able to share that information? It's confidential. Is this one of your top secret investigations, Inspector Gregson? Yes, sir. Surely you understand. Now, 2 months ago, Cosby McGundle met his untimely demise. He was a prominent figure in London, but he could not escape the dark rumors about him. Lord Van Zieks, where are you going with this? Are the police trying to cover up all the crimes he was involved in? Please, say no more. There are times when inspectors are assigned duties that must be carried out in secret. Then you are implying that this was a direct order from the Lord Chief Justice Hart Vortex. I wonder why he seems to have such faith in you. In any case, if you want more information from me, you'll have to get permission from my Lord Vortex first.
Damn it.
What in the world? It's like there's something big going on between the prosecutor and the inspector.
I suppose we have no right to demand more information from Inspector Gregson. Witness, return to your testimony. Oh, come on. Thank you, my lord.
So,
I hate it when we're close and then it's like,
something is up. Of course, yes, we get that game. But please, how are we gonna get there? This is the last case of the game.
Unless it's gonna be one of those things where because there is a second game, not everything's gonna be fleshed out just yet.
Oh, that sucks. I would hate that. Like if they do like a
not like a to be continued, but like, oh, some mysterious person or a mysterious event happens. Then I'd be okay with that, but not like leaving it hanging like this. Like, we need to know like the basis of what's going on. If we have to dive deep into it, yes, please, the next game. I can't wait. That's awesome, but good lord.
Let's press on the last statement here.
Okay.
Now, there may have been some high-value, unredeemed pledges in there.
Oh, no, there were not.
Huh? The police sent a man to appraise all of the items in the shop, but it was all a pile of rubbish, hardly worth the space it occupied. Then the reason he went to the shop really was to retrieve McGundle's belongings.
For goodness sake, you really need to clean out your ears, friend. Without playing along, let's assume that your hypothesis is correct. Need I remind you that the disc was seized by the yard? It wasn't inside the shop anymore. That goes to show you that I have even less reason to break into the pawn shop.
Were there no more McGundle's items left in Hatch's pawnbrokers? The box. They never took the box, right? Do you think we gotta... Oh, do you think we gotta present the pledge ticket for the box in this last statement?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Is that really true?
Hey, Ryu, if you've got evidence, you should shove it right into his stupid, annoying face.
McGundle put the disc into his coat pocket and then he pledged it at the pawn shop. Then, when he realized that he was going to be put on trial for murder, he gave the pledge ticket to Gina.
That frilly man over there is definitely a big fat liar.
It looks like the police were after the stuff he left behind, too. That would explain why Inspector Gregson took the disc.
But Toby's mumbling about something over there. I can't hear him clearly.
There's something bothering him, I'm sure. Can't worry about him right now. First, I have to break through Crowgray's lies.
So on the last statement,
That's what I'm thinking, yeah.
present the...
The box pledge ticket.
But wasn't that
What?
the box? Was it the red box that had the manuscript in it?
No, this is the one from McGundle. Oh, let's look at the details of this really quick.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure it is McGundle's.
Small box.
It's a ticket from Hatch Shop's needs. I guess when he runs out of blank receipts, he writes down details on anything at hand. It makes it kind of hard to tell which side of the paper is from the front, though. Oh, same thing. Crap. But I'm pretty sure, no, this is... The box is... McGundle's, yeah? Because they're trying to find it and they couldn't. Here, let me try. I'll try presenting it. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. No,
Oh, it is McGundle's.
that's right.
Oh, it is?
Oh, the music stopped anyway.
There we go.
This disc was brought to the pawn shop under McGundle's orders. Then, you try to retrieve his pledge. Except the inspector confiscated that disc before he could take it for himself. With that truth established, there was no reason for him to break into the pawn shop. That's not completely true. What? Now, McGundle pledged another item at the same pawn shop. This second pledge ticket proves it.
Ah,
McGundle pledged 2 items to Hatch. You broke in and tried to steal a second one. And you did it together, you 2 partners in crime.
my second pledge ticket.
Then what else was it that he deposited? The receipt only says a small box.
Well, that's awfully vague.
Thanks, Judge.
You mean to say that I brought these 2 idiots just to break in and steal a tiny box?
Now, I believe it's possible, yes.
Utter nonsense. Why would I ever do that? Once the contract expires, the pledge item is unredeemed and placed on the shop floor. All I would have to do is purchase it. I wouldn't have any good reason to steal it.
Oh, that is true.
You make a good argument.
So does that mean there was some reason this guy needed the box on that specific night?
Oh god.
My lord, I want to make something clear to the court.
And what would that be, Lord Van Zeeks?
Unfortunately for the defense, the truth is perfectly clear. No small box was stolen from the victim's pawn shop. We have evidence that says as much.
What?
Really?
Inspector Gregson, submit the photographs.
Look at it.
Look at it! Sir, understood.
Photographs?
Now these pictures are taken by the camera that the great detective set up.
Holmesy's camera?
As we previously indicated on the sketch, there were 2 of these cameras installed in the victim's shop. One camera was set to capture Hatch and any customers standing at the shop counter, and the other one was set to capture the shelves, where the unredeemed pledges lie. According to this pledge ticket, the redemption period for McGundle's box was ended on 13th of April at 9 p.m. This was 2 days before the crime was committed. The moment the deadline passed, that box would have been placed on the shelves. And then, 2 hours before the murder, at 11 p.m. on the 15th of April, this picture was taken.
Oh my, these shelves are positively bursting with unredeemed rubbish.
Here's another photograph. This is from after the incident, 2 a.m.
We gotta stereoscope it again?
I hope to God not.
Very well, let us compare these 2 photos. Give it to the stereoscopic guy.
Oh, I'm gonna see if I can spot the difference.
Oh shoot, that was the judge?
Yeah, but I'm trying to see if there's if I can find anything that's out of
Shoot.
place.
I couldn't find anything. Very well, let us compare these 2 photos. Even when they're side to side, I failed to see any differences between the photos.
That's the judge again.
Oh, my eyes are going blurry.
Now it's natural to question whether or not anything was stolen after the victim died. We at Scotland Yard investigate that possibility thoroughly.
Then these 2 photos have been examined already?
Of course, my lord. Oh, after we meticulously counted the items pictured in each photo, we came to the conclusion that they were exactly the same.
I see.
As you can see, absolutely nothing was stolen from Hatch's pawnbrokers. This Japanese boy's claim is nothing more than a false accusation.
Gah! Ow. No! I was so close. If only I could prove that he stole one of McGundle's pledges. I could have caught him red-handed.
Hey, Ryu. I was just wondering about these 2 photos.
Oh god, excuse me.
You're good.
Oh, 1 sec.
Alright, take your time.
Oh, my throat.
I gotta take some water too. Ugh.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
Get my throat together. Alright.
Do you think they're really identical?
Huh?
Very well, defense. The court wishes to confirm the following. On the night of the crime, nothing was stolen on the night of the crime scene. Do you acknowledge this as truth?
Do I? I should look at these photos again. Is there really nothing odd about them?
Do I have to look at the thing again?
I mean, we can't do it now because we don't... Things are in the way.
Well, maybe it's up on this section, like where the box is. Like, I'm looking back and forth, like, where is it, where is
The
it?
problem is, like, I don't see anything that's different.
Oh, I do!
Where?
Oh, look, okay, look at the sort of bottom right. There's like a little TV box and then like a little cup. It looks like it got moved over to the left a little bit.
Oh,
You see
yeah,
it?
yeah. It's, yeah, the bottom right. It moved a little. Like, okay,
Yeah.
from 11 p.m. to 2 p.m., it's moved a little to the right.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I thought. So, yeah, I guess we have to... Do
Do we
we
point out?
That's what I was trying to think. I don't know. I think we point out the abnormality.
Yeah, I think so, because we don't have evidence yet.
Quick, actually, real quick. I'm gonna break one of my rules real quick to catch up with chat. Rosie, welcome to the stream, by the way. Yes, we are aware of the VOD at the end of Case 4. Unfortunately, there was a Twitch issue that day, and even my local recording got corrupted. So we are not sure if we are going to maybe restream the very ending of Case 4, or I'll make a supplemental video. So, it is what it is. And yeah, I mean, I didn't mean to break my rule there for not talking with the chat for the time being, but just to quickly get it out of the way. But, back to what we were doing. Yes, I believe I'm saying we had to point it out, because I think that's what we need to do. I hope so, anyway.
Yeah.
I had a feeling all along. There's clearly something odd about these two pictures. What?
Defense! The court orders you to point out this oddity. Point out the abnormality in these photos. Does it matter?
I'm thinking. I'm gonna go ahead and one at 2 a.m.
Okay, me too.
I will acknowledge that these photos look nearly identical. But there's just one part that's different. What? If you look at these two pictures stereoscopically...
Yeah, there it is.
What is that, though? Why do I feel like I've seen that design somewhere?
Because I think we have.
It's bothering me, though. Like, where was it? Alright.
I'm getting like, oh, what's his name? I don't know why I'm getting like, Lord Vortex vibes.
It's weird. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna drive myself crazy if I try thinking where it's from.
Okay.
Now, this small box almost appears to jump out from the pictures. Oh, I don't believe it. Oh my god.
Oh my god, he's so derpy. You're right. It's jumping right out at me.
There's only one logical conclusion. That night, McGundle's box was not stolen. Instead, someone did pick up this box before trying to put it back where he found it.
Then this is it, isn't it?
This is a small box deposited by McGundle. Balderdash! What is that supposed to change? What is that supposed to change? Huh? It wasn't stolen, but it was just moved. The circumstances of the crime still haven't changed at all. I don't know, but... Oh, he's right. McGundle's box wasn't stolen. It was just moved a bit. Does that mean the situation hasn't changed?
It changes everything.
Everything. They could have taken something from it.
Right. It's just because of the box doesn't mean they were dumb enough to not open it.
My thing is, why did they need it? Like, almost like they needed it that night.
Right.
Like, why?
Why?
Now, don't you think this changes the circumstances of the crime completely?
What do you mean?
Well, the issue here is that what was moved, a small box, that must mean something was inside, right?
What?
We need to examine that small box pictured here right away. It should still be on the shelf in Hatch's shop.
There's no point. The owner of this box has been dead for 2 months. What does it have to do with us?
Objection overruled, Lord Van Zees. Bailiff, head to the crime scene at once. Retrieve the box in question and examine its contents. Or just bring it here.
You ever notice how they're like super loud in the gallery? I mean, like what?
Can't hear myself think. I expect a report within 30 minutes. Perhaps this will be a good time for a recess?
I can't believe the Crown Court is being dragged about for such a pointless display.
What was that?
This is just more Japanese smoke and mirrors. They adore this foolishness.
Now, why do you say that?
This college boy has jumped to a ridiculous conclusion from the very start. He thinks our witness was trying to steal McGundle's pledges.
'Cause he was.
But if you had any common sense, you would realize that none of it was worth stealing.
Exactly! It's absurd to even imagine that I would attempt a robbery.
As you all know, McGundle was killed immediately after this trial. His trial. But he was declared not guilty. It was proven, without a shadow of a doubt. The great Cousin McGundle was an upstanding Londoner who wouldn't hurt a fly. You proved it yourself, college boy.
He was an upstanding citizen who deposited some average pledges. A black coat with a disc in the pocket and a small box. Honestly, you couldn't pay me to take those off your hands?
You know, he's right.
Mr. McGundle was rich, so I can understand if those jewels are a lot of cash. Don't be daft, you can... Okay. Oh, indeed, the prosecution raises a good point.
The defense must show adequate proof. Prove the significance of the items pledged by your upstanding former client.
Your thoughts, defense? Do you have anything to present? What is the basis behind your claim that these items are related to the case at hand?
What's wrong with you? Isn't it kind of obvious that both of these are super important pieces of evidence?
Well, of course, it's obvious to you and me. We know the truth about both McGundle and his disc. But if I tell the truth right now, that means I'm telling everyone the truth of the acquittal I've won from McGundle.
It'll prove that it was an incorrect verdict made possible by forged evidence.
Oh,
And we'd also be telling everyone that Gina committed perjury.
oh no.
I don't want to imagine this, but does Prosecutor Van Zieks know? Is that why he's doing this?
But this might actually be a good opportunity.
Huh? Why, Iris?
Come on, you say it all the time. The truth will always come to light.
Ugh. What is the deeper meaning behind McGundle's pledges? The only one who can tell us is Gina. But if I ask her to testify, she could inadvertently put us at a major disadvantage. Should I have Gina testify?
Crap.
It's one of those moments where I'm really unsure. I'm leaning towards yes. Because what did he say exactly? He says the only one that can tell us is Gina, but that would put us at a disadvantage. But we can work out from that disadvantage, right?
Possibly? Maybe. I don't know. I mean,
I think I have to. Oh, it's hard. I'm requesting it.
okay.
My lord, I would like to make a proposal.
And what would that be, defense?
While Mr. McGundle's box is being transported to the Crown Court, I would like to hear the defendant testify. Let's bring Gina Lestrade to the stand.
The defendant? But what for what purpose?
I want to know more about the items Mr. McGundle pledged to Hatch's pawnbrokers. Gina Lestrade knows something more than the circumstances surrounding them. If she testifies, I'm sure that everyone will understand just how important these pieces of evidence really are. Oh, how very fascinating. I hope you haven't forgotten. Know what your client's testimony means for the both of you.
I know.
Lord Van Zieks, could you explain your statement?
The prosecution consents to the defense's request. Consents. Put the current cross-examination on hold and demand testimony from the accused.
Very well then, I shall. Now, the court requests the defendant's testimony. Oh, God. The current witness says should retire to the lobby and wait further instruction. Then if you will excuse me.
Hold it, witness. Remain at the stand. You are to listen to the defendant's testimony.
Understood.
Gina's gonna testify now. Please, you have to trust me here, Gina.
Ryu,
I thought she was gonna say more.
The items that McGundle pledged to Hatch's pawnbrokers are deeply connected to that case from 2 months ago.
I do believe this girl stood as a witness during that trial, yes?
She did. Her testimony established Mr. McGundle's innocence. What an interesting turn of events. Everyone connected to that case is once again gathered here now. Perhaps this is what we call fate, Japanese boy. Two months ago, a bricklayer was stabbed to death inside an omnibus in the dead of winter. The only one inside that coach alongside the victim was Mr. McGundle.
Now, naturally, Mr. McGundle was fingered as the prime suspect. But as the trial progressed, a new possibility emerged. It was possible the murder had actually occurred on the roof, and the victim's lifeless body had been dropped through the skylight. Gina Lestrade's testimony brought that possibility to light. And at that time, Gina was hiding in the omnibus. She hoped to steal from the coach's passengers. And so, Mr. McGundle was declared not guilty. But immediately after a trial, he mysteriously died inside a Crown Court.
Now, 2 months have passed, but neither case has reached a conclusion. Neither the omnibus murder nor the arson.
However, the defendant's pledges weren't mentioned at that trial, I believe.
Gina, will you tell us the truth? Now's the time to speak out. Tell us what really happened during that crime 2 months ago.
I wouldn't have a clue. I mean, like, I've said all I know.
You told us the real truth yesterday at the jail, didn't you? Please, I beg of you. This is really important.
But
Now, if, during your testimony 2 months ago, you happen to purposely hide the truth from this court, naturally you'd be tried for perjury. On top of that, your reliability as a witness will be called into question. Though I must say, I have to wonder if you were ever to be considered reliable in the first place.
Gene Bean! Please, you gotta trust Ryu!
Iris?
We're on your side, Gene Bean!
Alright then. I'll talk.
Gina!
I suppose the defense has found a resolve to crush his own reputation.
Oh, wait for it. I have to say, I don't think I quite understand what is happening here. But it appears there's some sort of secret being kept here. And that secret involves Mr. McGundle's pledges and the incident 2 months ago. Go on, witness. The court orders you to testify. Testify of the truth you have yet to reveal.
Everything's gonna come to light, here in this Crown Court. Prosecutor Van Zeeks is right. The only way forward is to steel my resolve as an attorney. Now, quick question. Can she still be charged with perjury even if she was being coerced into saying lies?
I have no idea, in all honesty. I wouldn't think so because the case is over. It already has a verdict on it. So I'm not exactly sure.
All right, then. Let's hear about the truth from 2 months ago.
Truth is, the victim was in the omnibus too. When I was pulled out of my seat, I saw their disc on the floor. And I heard a scream from above. That's when the other 2 passengers ran for the place. McGundle handed the coachman some money and sent him to the nearby pawn shop. He threatened me. I had to keep quiet about what I had seen and heard.
What in blazes is going on with her testimony? It's completely different from her testimony 2 months ago, is it not? Ow.
Indeed it is, my lord.
It almost seems as if the verdict handed down to Mr. McGundle was a complete mistake. Furthermore, it seems that Mr. McGundle himself was scheming to deceive the court. I can only imagine there was a very sinister plot working in the shadows.
It's undeniable that there was foul play afoot at the trial 2 months ago. An unforgivable deed committed by the defendant, the witness, and even the defense.
Good heavens!
That whole trial was nothing but lies and forged testimony?
Okay,
Man, it's going slow. Hurry up.
let me know when you get to Gina.
Now I'm there.
No, you're all wrong! Naruhodo! I mean, a tiny bloke didn't know!
You're not fooling anyone.
He didn't know. That's hardly reliable testimony.
How horrifying! He achieved an acquittal with devilish lies!
This evil cannot be left to fester. Go, punish them all!
I will acknowledge that we committed a grave crime, one not easily forgotten. I am prepared to accept any punishment that awaits me. However, this testimony makes the truth clear. The items that Mr. McGundle left behind are of profound significance.
Very well, exchange student. Huh. If you're so passionate about the truth, the least we can do is listen.
Okay. These are indeed regrettable circumstances. Master Naruhodo,
My lord!
a suitable punishment will be formulated after this trial has ended.
Understood.
Naruhodo. Now, begin your cross-examination.
So, I don't think there's anything we could present, per se. At least I don't think so.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Screen above.
Oh my god.
That disc keeps coming up, so...
How many times are we gonna use it?
Either way, let's go ahead and press on the second statement.
The second one?
Yep. Now, about that disc that you saw, did it look like this?
Yeah, that's probably